Hello world, this is Random Fix. In this video today we're going to be going and reviewing the Masigo dual channel dash cam, and in this video today I'm going to show you guys what's included in the box. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to mount it, and then we're going to go ahead and see how the footage is during the day and night. This is going to be app enabled for Android and iOS. And for staying tuned till the end of the video, I'm going to give this a Random Fix tool grade so you can make a better decision for yourself. So definitely stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel here. So we got the Masigo dual channel dash cam here. So the dual channel stands for front and then the rear camera that's included. So we're going to go ahead and put this to the test. Let me show you guys what's included in the box, and then I'm going to show you guys how to go ahead and hook it up. We're going to check out the footage on the streets during the day and night, and then we're going to talk about the app and let you guys know how the camera fares overall. And now let's do a quick unboxing of what's included in the Masigo dual channel dash cam. So we get the dash cam here itself, and again everything comes nicely well protected. So we got a protector here on the lens, and nice unit. It's got a nice 3-inch display here, and we got a couple of ports. So this is where the rear view camera is going to go ahead and plug into, and it's USB-C, which I always love. The power and GPS antenna is going to be built into the actual mount, and this mount is great because it just clicks in, and once the mount is attached, everything's wired up. You're going to go ahead and use the 11-foot cigarette lighter adapter, and if you're afraid of losing the port to charge your phone while you're driving because of the dash cam, it's even got a USB built in. So we're going to go ahead and test this out to see if this is a true fast charger. And the unit comes with 3M adhesive tape here, so it's definitely going to go ahead and stick onto your windshield. And in case you're mounting in a very difficult location, it comes with this adhesive film, so you could go ahead and mount this in your vehicle. Maybe you have that bubbly area around the top of your windshield, which I'll show you guys a little bit later. This will still work for you, so I'm glad this is included. And for the memory slot, we have a 32 gig ScanDisk micro USB included, and you can upgrade to a 512 gig chip if you like. And we also get a spare mounting tape right here, so just in case something happens and you want to go ahead and relocate it to another vehicle, you definitely can. We get the rear view camera itself, and the rear view camera could be adjusted in many different orientations, which is great. And again, the lens is nicely protected here, and on the very bottom is a connector here that goes and connects this to the main camera using this cable here. And the cable is going to be USB-C, and the length of it is 20 feet. So in case you have a vehicle that's a little bit bigger, I'm sure you're going to be able to find some sort of extension, and it most likely will work. And lastly, we get a very useful owner's manual, and the camera includes full support for Android and iOS, and you want to make sure you get the Masigo app, and it has the 2 WWs at the very top here. And I like using their app here to go ahead and configure everything, because this camera has a built-in Wi-Fi, so it's definitely going to be very easy to go ahead and make any customizations without having to go through the screen. You can go ahead and do it on your phone, and the app is great because it will allow us to go ahead and pull videos from the camera without having to go ahead and disconnect any of the components. So for that, I really like the fact that this is the very first camera that I've seen that actually has a working app, and we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit more about this app once we go ahead and get this installed in the vehicle. Now that we know what's in the box, let's go ahead and hook this up. So if you happen to have a smaller car here like this Prius, this is going to be definitely a breeze, as hooking up and running the wires is going to be very easy, and I'll show you how to do that. And I do happen to have a rear view camera. However, after thinking about it, this is actually not replacing your rear view camera, because instead this is going to go ahead and record the rear view. So in case you get into an accident, you're not going to go ahead and have to defend yourself. So currently in this vehicle, I carry a $2,500 deductible, because honestly, I plan on never crashing. And if I do, most of the times I'm very careful, and knock on wood, I have yet to be at fault for an accident because I take my time. However, there's a lot of road rage on the freeways. I happen to live in Northern California, and there is a lot of traffic here. So there's a lot of recklessness in this is going to be a great solution in case you're a driver like myself, where you want to go ahead and save the most amount of money on your insurance, or you just want that peace of mind, because this camera has a lot to offer. So let's go ahead and start hooking this up. So the very first thing you want to go ahead and do is find the location where you're going to mount the camera. So I'm going to go ahead and mount the camera on the passenger side, as I don't have to worry about it obstructing my view. And the camera on the front here has a 140-degree viewing angle, so I know it's going to go ahead and work. And with the adjustable collar, I can go ahead and make any final adjustments on the angle with just a twist, and it'll lock into place. And I love the fact that they give us the static cling, as I can go ahead and do this easily and not have to worry about it falling off. So make sure you go ahead and use the static cling. Grab the included static cling. Remove all the bubbles using your ID or a credit card. So I got all the bubbles squeezed out. And if you have a little imperfect area like this right here, what you can do is use a heat gun, or you can just go ahead and grab the plastic cling and just move it on over a little bit. Peel off the red protective layer here. Secure. And in case you're wondering how strong the quality of the cling that was attached, I cannot remove this. And the nice thing is, if I wanted to, I could go ahead and undo it by just removing the cling, and I don't have to sit there and scrape all that residue off my windshield. And with the front mount installed, I am going to start running the power wire here for the dash cam, and then we'll follow that up with the rear view camera cabling. On most vehicles near the headliner, there's actually a little bit of a gap. If you reach in here, you don't have to go ahead and disassemble it. So you want to find yourself a clear path. So I'm going to go ahead and tuck this cable into here, and then see if I can come across right through here and tuck it in right here. And the cabling for the rear view camera, I'm going to go ahead and continue running back this direction towards the rear of the vehicle. And the cabling for the power, I'm going to go ahead and run down the A column right behind the molding. So the power wire just goes and slides into here. And these guys have thought about everything. They even have the right orientation. And now I'm going to go ahead and just tuck this wire into the headliner here. And if you want to make the job a little bit easier, you can use these pry bar tools right here, as they help, but you definitely do not want to use a metal screwdriver. Again, these are optional. I do have these available, so I'm going to use these. And now I'm going to go ahead and run the rear camera wire, since I have this little cover pried back a little bit. Tuck that in. So this is where you want to go ahead and run the cabling in the right direction now. So the rear camera cable, I'm going to go ahead and start running back. And this is where you want to run the power cable right here. So we're going to run the power cable straight down the A pillar right here. If you're enjoying the video on how to install this Masigo dash cam, consider giving the video a thumbs up, as it really lets YouTube know that I'm bringing you guys valuable content, and it helps the video rank up, and I appreciate it. Thanks. So once you make your way down, you're going to go ahead and have to run across the very bottom of the glove compartment or the driver's side footwell area, and a lot of the covers down here just have these little clips. So a lot of times you don't even need tools on newer vehicles like this to go ahead and remove them. So there's just those little tabs in the back, these front clips, and you just move it down like that. And you want to go ahead and run the wire up here and try to secure it underneath these wires so it's not just rattling around. And once the panel's back on, you can go ahead and tuck the wire right along any trim or center consoles, and then go ahead and run it underneath the center console here, right to where your plug is. And in case you were wondering about the cigarette lighter port on the power adapter, it is not a fast charger. So that's a little disappointing. And on future videos, I'll show you how to hardwire the power adapter here. As if you're looking for the surveillance feature, the vehicle does need constant power. So if that is something that you guys do want to take advantage of, make sure you hardwire the power. Now that we got the power run, let's go ahead and focus on that rear camera cabling. So once you have the wire run behind the A-pillar, go ahead and snap that piece back into place. We went ahead and ran it right through this trim. And when you approach the headliner meeting the B pillar, go ahead and just work your way around and tuck it in just like that. So check that out. I got rid of the gaps there. And now I just have to continue doing that all the way down to the hatch. And so the cable is run across the back. And you'll get to a spot like this where you can go ahead and continue on back, or you can go down. And what I like to do is normally choose the higher route, as you'll just get a better view with the rear view camera. So you want to continue the higher path. So I got the wire all run through here, and now I'm going to go ahead and continue right to the center right here. Same idea, I'm going to tuck the wire in. However, this time I'm going to have to give myself some slack, as I'm going to go ahead and mount the camera up there. So I want to be able to go ahead and account for the distance the hatch or the rear tailgate might travel. And also you're going to have some leftover wires. So a lot of these trim pieces on these newer vehicles, go ahead and just pull back. So to get this one loose, I just pulled right here and the little clip became undone. And I'm going to go ahead and tuck in the excess wire here, so I don't have a big glob of wire hanging right by the camera. So I did want to tell you, if you guys are going to go ahead and pry back any panels, on some vehicles these clips are only going to be one-time use. So if you don't have any extra clips, what you can do with the excess wire is go ahead and tuck it into the headliner or throughout your project if you feel it's going to be a little bit long for your vehicle. And now with the wire run, all we have to do is mount the rear camera. And with the rear camera mounted, I can go ahead and position it into place. So get it in the orientation that you want, and you are ready to go. And with all my cables run, the only thing left now to do is go ahead and click in the camera. And you want to make sure you click in until you hear that little pop. That means that clip is nicely seated. And now we just need to go ahead and attach rear camera cable like that. And we can tell that we have power now with that little tiny LED in the corner. So to set up the unit, you can go ahead and use the menu here. I really like using the app, and the app also enables us to go ahead and do the update, as the update will go ahead and fix minor bugs for the unit. So I got the unit all configured here, and if you guys want to know more about the actual menu system here, so we have 4 buttons. We have a menu, up, down, and OK. The OK doubles as a lock for a video. The down arrow actually triples for turning Wi-Fi on and off and toggling the microphone on and off. We have the toggle button right here for the video screen, so you can go ahead and toggle between the front and back camera. And we have the menu right here. You're going to go ahead and be able to go into settings and playback. And this is the shortcut for turning on the Wi-Fi. Go ahead and hold that button, and you'll see that the Wi-Fi turns on. And there's no better time to hop behind the app. So go ahead and select the Masigo Wi-Fi. There's the password 1 through 8. And we are connected. And now with the app, we can go ahead and do a lot of different things, including update the firmware. To update your firmware, make sure you're connected to the internet. Go on the app and select the firmware update. It'll go ahead and download the update. Once the update is downloaded, disconnect from your home internet and reconnect to the camera. Click on settings, scroll all the way to the very bottom where it says version. The version will have a little dot which is red next to it. Go ahead and select that. It'll go ahead and update your firmware for you. And this is what the camera will do when the app is updating. And make sure you do not disconnect it from power when this is occurring. And we can go to settings. So I like the app settings a lot better here on the phone, as we can visually see everything. So we got resolution. It's 1920 by 1080. So we're going to leave that the way it is. Video format, leave it as MP4. And we're going to change the video length to 3 minutes. So the way these dash cams record is they basically do a loop. So in an hour, they'll go ahead and have 20 loops of 3 minutes each, and that's how it records. And the nice thing about the Masigo dash cam here is you don't have to worry about the battery, as it has that super capacitor. So even if you lose power and you get into a horrible wreck, it'll go ahead and capture that footage, and it'll go ahead and lock it into place as long as you have the right settings set up. We're going to go to front exposure here, and then we're going to go to rear exposure. So if your rear windows are tinted like mine are, you may want to go ahead and increase the rear exposure a little tiny bit. We have the G sensor. So this is how the vehicle detects if it's being vandalized or you got into a collision. So I would recommend selecting medium on this. We have parking surveillance. And if you do want parking surveillance to be on, you do need the unit to be hardwired. Rotate the rear display. You can mirror the rear display. You can enable timestamps, the model number stamp, GPS stamp, and speed stamps. Now, this is where I like to actually set up the time, as it's a lot faster. You can choose the units, and I like to have mine set up with the main, the rear, and the sub is the front. And this is the screensaver option. So I like to have it in the HUD mode, which is the heads up display mode. You could adjust screen brightness, device sound, frequency. You could choose between 50 and 60 hertz. And I always recommend formatting the card when you're first setting up your camera. You could even change the Wi-Fi code if you like. So the app is pretty impressive, and I really like doing everything on the app, as it makes it very easy to go ahead and control all the different features. And with everything connected and the film off the front and rear camera, let's go ahead and check out the video quality on this, and also the audio quality of the microphone. So this is the daytime video quality and the microphone quality of the camera itself. And since the unit does not have a built-in battery, as soon as you power the vehicle off, it'll go ahead and suspend and close up the last loop of video. From using the camera the last couple of days, I wanted to go ahead and share with you guys some tips. So I figured out when you actually hold the very bottom button here, it'll go ahead and lock that particular video and put it in an events folder on the SD card. So if you want to retrieve a video, you can go ahead and eject that card out once the camera's off and pop it into your computer. Or you can go ahead and use the app, and the screen will be black when you're not connected and it turns white when you are connected. And once you're in the app, you can click on playback, and on the app you can actually play the video back. And the nice thing is you can also download the video, and the way you do that is hit that little arrow down at the top right hand corner. It'll download the video for you, and once the video is downloaded, if you hit the local tab, it'll show all the local videos you have on your phone, and you can go ahead and play them there. If you want to play this on your computer, you want to download the VLC media player, and back on the dash cam you'll have a couple of different options. So you'll have normal, events, and photos. This is where all the events that the camera has detected using the G sensor. Now that we know how to install the camera, we've seen the footage during the day, night, and we even know how to update the firmware. Let's talk a little bit about the camera before I give this a random fix tool grade so you guys can make a decision for yourself. So this camera packs a bunch of features in a very small body here, and from the exterior this is very unnoticeable. There's no annoying little dash lights from the outside that anybody's going to go ahead and pick up on, and you really have to try to see the camera from the exterior. And as far as the camera itself, let's talk about the HD quality of this. So this has full HD with a Sony STARVIS Image Sensor, and you get a 140-degree viewing angle on the front and a 145-degree viewing angle on the rear here. So you really don't have to be concerned about missing anything. And the audio quality of this camera is great, and I often find myself listening to clips of the kids singing in the car, and I don't have to bust out my phone anymore because the quality here is superb. And I like everything that they did on the unit here. I like the fact that they built the GPS into the mount here. USB-C was used for the rear camera power, which makes it really easy if you ever need to get a replacement cable or maybe even go shorter. That's an alternative. I like the hardware that was included. As far as the cling film, I just wish they included 2 of these. So if I had one for the rear, that would make the install even easier. I like the fact that they included the scan disc SD card, as the quality is going to be dependable. And there's a few things that I wish that I could change. I wish the camera came with a fast charger for the car ladder adapter. That would make it even better. And I'm going to go ahead and display for you guys the random fix tool grade here. And this unit is going to get a total score of 90 out of 100. And this by far is the best dash cam I've ever tested. I am going to go ahead and leave this permanently in my vehicle. So if you guys want to see follow-up videos, please comment down below, as I would love to make them for you. And this is also the most expensive unit. So if you are looking for a premium dash cam, this is the one to consider. And I've used the cheaper ones, guys, and honestly, they don't compare. And you know you're going to get yourself a good product because it's updatable. So I like that feature as well. And I do want to thank the vendor for sending me the camera here, as I've really enjoyed testing it. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And if I find any coupons out there that can save you some money, I'll have a link to them in the video description down below. And make it a great day. Thanks again.